Hey everyone, it is Gills, the postgame talk out here in the Aggieville Suite. As K-State gets it done out in the desert, 71-70 over Arizona State. K-State's now won 4 games in a row. It's back-to-back road dubs for the Wildcats. Wasn't necessarily pretty to start, but K-State, once it settled in, picked up a very important quadrant 1 victory that this team needs to continue stacking if it wants to build up that resume. Cats are back to 500, and there's some true life to the season. You know, Kansas State can win at home all that at once, but winning on the road's a different beast. K-State's done that Saturday and now tonight on Tuesday. K-State proving it can win anywhere after that 15 game road losing streak. You know, that seems like a distant memory now with the way the Cats are playing outside of Greenwich Coliseum. Real quick, leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. Really helps us grow, helps us reach more K-Staters. And, you know, we appreciate that very much. But, you know, down 15-0, you are not going to win many games in college basketball. Now, to K-State's credit, you know, the Wildcats were able to rebound, kind of refocus, regroup. But, you know, moving forward, Kansas State has to come out and start better. In a vacuum, it might be easy to overlook it, but against Iowa State Saturday, K-State was down 13-4 before you knew it. So, you know, this team is I think that's maybe what's encouraging, I guess, glass half full, is that they're able to win these games when they're not playing a perfect 40 minutes of basketball. You know, there's a lot of room to grow and get better, but you know, moving forward, you got to come out and throw the first punch and not be the one to get punched early on. You know, Kansas coming up on Saturday, there's going to be plenty of stuff on GoPowercat to preview that one, but Kansas is playing some pretty darn good basketball if you watch them play against Iowa State on Monday. So you moving forward, K-State's going to have to play cleaner, crisper, but I don't want that to take away from anything that the Cats did on Tuesday out in Tempe. You know, heck of a win. You know, again, the starters were kind of the stars of the game. K-State didn't get much production out of its bench, but you know, David Gasson was an absolute warrior in this game. Came up with, I guess, perhaps the play of the game, stopping a dunk and forcing Arizona State to the free throw line. Of course, the Sun Devils missed both of them, and that's kind of what won the game at the very end for Kansas State. But you know, the late game execution was big, right? You know, Kansas State was up against Texas Tech at home, didn't score for 5 minutes, loses the game. Kansas State was up on the road at TCU and didn't score for the final 3 minutes of that game. And you know, Kansas State, as of late, the first 3 games of the winning streak was not in a position like this. So I think I got kind of nervous just watching this team. Okay, it's a 1, 2, 3 point game late in the game. In the final couple of minutes, this team maybe kind of forgot what it was like to be in a position like that. But clearly, 5 to grind, right? I know it wasn't necessarily an overtime game, but this team did not fold, did not panic, stayed locked in, and was able to come out on top. And the late game execution, you know, my post game analysis up on GoPowercat.com, that's probably the most important thing that I liked from this game, was that K-State was able to get over the hump. And, you know, we'd seen it this team this year not be able to win late, but they won late. You know, K-State won late here. And I know Arizona kind of went on a late surge, but you know, the Wildcats had just kind of built up a lead. Back to David Gasson, though. Gasson was great. He was tremendous. He's what it means to be a K-Stater. You know, Drum Tang on postgame radio was proud of Doug McDaniel. Coleman Hawkins, you know, K-State had, I think, 20 assists in the game, right? Out of 27 made field goals for the Cats. That shows that this team is playing together. You know, guys are setting each other up. You know, 9 assists for Doug and 7 for Coleman, right? So you are going to win games when you're not just chucking up shots, but when you got guys taking shots in rhythm, right? So Doug and Coleman, 100%, you know, deserve credit for that. But you know, Doug, I didn't see this on TV. We didn't get a good replay, but Doug, I guess, kind of got into it with an Arizona State player, and you know, obviously Miller got ejected for Arizona State. But Tang was pleased with McDaniel's maturity to not fight back, right, and just move on. And obviously he was talking, but he wasn't yelling and he wasn't punching, right? So that's maturity from Doug McDaniel. And Drum Tang was proud of his junior guard for displaying that. And, you know, Hazen, the Amarillo assassin, if the ESPN Plus announcers are watching this, the Amarillo assassin was able to hit some shots from deep in this game. was 4 of 8 from deep. You know, you're going to win games when you got guys that play to their roles. When you've got Hawkins and Doug being the dudes, and you've got Hazen hitting shots, Gassan's an anchor in the post, and Max Jones continues to kind of emerge as that X factor. Jones scored 15 points. It's the second most for the Cats. So, the bench has to step up without a doubt. But when you get this type of production from the starting five, it's a darn good team. This was probably maybe the ugliest of the 4 wins in this winning streak, but does it really matter? Wins are wins. K-State's playing well, and up against Kansas on Saturday, I think everybody, maybe in the back of their mind just a little bit, you could label this a trap game, but K-State showed that it could win despite kind of the big game coming up on Saturday. Jerome Tang is urging, he's going to be urging fans to show up in the Octagon of Doom, as K-State needs all it can get against a good Kansas team on Saturday, round 2 of the Sunflower Showdown. Coming up 1 p.m., and that'll be a fun one. But for now, K-State's going to celebrate back-to-back road wins. First time I believe that has happened since it was Texas and Baylor. When, we remember K-State scored 100 and some points. The offensive flurries from Jerome Tang's first year on the road. So K-State gets the monkey off of its back in Ames and proves that it can sustain that success and win away from home out in Tempe. And the Cats will come back home on Saturday for a big game against Kansas.